Hello, physical science students. This is Mr. Barry, the physical science teacher at SCORE Academy. I'm here to talk through how you can complete Custom 2 for physical science, the pH scale and acid-base solutions. The goal here is just to make it so the instructions are a little simpler and you see what's going on. So I just want to make sure that you know how to do all these different parts, okay? So first, the standards up here, that's more for us as educators. You don't really need to worry about that. Please always make sure you read all of the instructions, and you'll note here you're replacing orange text with your responses. Okay. First, an intro here. If you don't remember some of the material that's covered in this, you can check out this YouTube video. It'll jump you over here to YouTube and what you need, and realize that there's usually additionally suggested videos on the right as well that are similar in nature, so that, if you need more information, you can always check that out also. Part 1, we're going to open up the macro option on this PhET pH simulation. Okay. And so we're going to open this up right here, and we're going to look at the macro option, okay? A couple things that this can do. Number one, it tells us the pH of the substance, and we take this little green sensor, we can click on it and move it over here, and it'll tell us just what the pH of whatever's in here is. Because this is water, it's at 7, but if I look at, let's say, coffee, it goes down to 5, and notice it changed it to coffee. And then if I look at hand soap, it pushes it up to 10. If I take this away, it doesn't tell me the pH. I need this right here to do that. Okay? So the first piece there of that. Next, we can add water to it. So before we do anything else, you'll fill in these columns right here. Okay, for each of these different things. So blood and milk and hand soap and soda pop and whatever else is there. And you'll choose a couple substances of your own down here and put those in. So let's look at milk real quick. We're going to change this to milk. Notice that pH is 6.5. I would go right here and say milk is 6.5 because it's below 7. I know it's an acid. And now when water is added, what happens to the pH? So I'm going to jump back and I'm going to pull this little lever and add some water. And notice the pH is going up. And that's all it wants you to know right there. Up. Okay, we're going to do that for each of these. You're going to pick 2 other substances that are not listed here and do the same thing. Fill out the table for those as well. And then answer this question right here that talks about what happens to each of them as you add water. Part 2, we've got a different PhET simulation. We're going to click on this one here. And there's definitely a tricky part to this one. So make sure we're looking at this. You're going to open that up. And it says the introduction option. So we're going to look at this right here. We're going to open it up. And we're going to look at just the intro option right here, okay? So it's going to tell us a few things. Again, we can find the pH by putting this down into the substance here. And then we're going to answer a few of these questions based on using this. So it says what ions are present in an acidic solution and what are present in a basic solution. This, as we look at this, we can see a strong acid and a weak acid. And notice as I click on both of those right here, it shows me this ion, H3O+. That's the ion that makes things acidic. The one right here, base, it shows OH negative. So those are what we're looking for those 2 parts. It's the highlighted ion at the bottom here, where it's referring to this B just means anything, okay? Anything we could add, but it's the OH that makes it basic. It's the H3O+ that makes it acidic. That's what we're looking there for the first 2. And the rest, then, we can describe the differences. So for this, the difference between a strong and weak acid or base, as you go between weak and strong, describe the differences you see in the image, whether it be for the acid or the base. Okay, either one. Describe the difference you see as you go from weak to strong. And then, do you think the difference between a weak and strong acid determined by the concentration of the acid or the type of the acid? You'll just want to look through that and play with that a little bit and see what you want to respond with there. Okay. Part 3, last piece here, is acids and bases in your diet. We want to put in a cultural piece here, something that really relates to your life. And food is acidic or basic, and that's really important. So what I want to know is not just how does it affect your health, but is there food that your family regularly makes that may have a dangerous pH level that you want to, consider? So is that food that you decide to define here affecting the pH in your stomach? Could it lead to digestive issues? That's what I want you to give me here in a response, okay? So consider something that you eat regularly with your family. And you can look through like tips for limiting that. There's some pH values of food ingredients here. There's a food chart, and the food chart also, if you scroll down, is down here, gives you the pH of a lot of different foods. So consider a food that y'all eat. Consider whether or not a strong acid or strong base is involved in it as you look at that, and then tell me how it could affect you, your stomach, your health, right here in the student response section. Thanks for checking this out. I hope it's helpful and makes this assignment a little easier to complete.